Welcome to the Boone Podcast. I'm Bret Boone, and today on the program, I sit down with an all-star and a World Series champion.
I sacrificed a lot to come to New York. I wanted to be a part of something special.
He made me a better player, a better person.
Roy Halladay is my guy, man. He was tough.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Turning Two with Booney. I'm Rich Rivera. That, of course, is Bret Boone. I'm the executive producer of the Bret Boone Podcast and host on the Infinity Sports Network. He's a Gold Glover all-star baseball player.
He was.
What are you now?
Former all-star, former Gold Glover.
Aaron's
I guess, yeah, Aaron. Oh, he's a superstar.
Yeah, that's right. Hi, Booney. How are you?
Doing good. What's
All
up,
right.
Rich?
I got a lot to get to with you today.
Let's go. Let's go.
Where do you want to start?
Evan, I still want to do this, Rich and Evan. Evan's listening backstage. I still want to have that. What you told me the name of the show where they have the ticker on the side for turning two.
You want to have it PTI style?
Yeah, I like that. If we can get the ticker,
well, then
on the side,
then you know what I'm going to ask you.
Then it's outlined. And then
right.
It goes to the next one, goes to the next one.
But
no. You could behind the scenes with Evan.
Right.
Give him the ticker. So I've got no clue until game time starts. As soon as you open it, now the ticker pops up and I can look and go,
but here's what's coming up next.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean, unless I'm really sneaky and not listening to your questions. I can do some research on my phone, but still, I think it still has the spontaneity, yet we have a professional ticker. Let's look into that. And our multi-billion-dollar behind-the-scenes activities and the resources that we have at our fingertips.
That's right.
I think we should have the professional ticker, Evan. Throw that up the flagpole. All right.
Okay, so here's question number one for us for the day. You ready?
Yeah.
When's the last time Bret Boone had something bad to eat?
Bad to eat, you mean?
When's the last time you went to McDonald's and you ate like you weighed 300 pounds?
Not for a while. Usually my cheats aren't McDonald's. They used to be. They're not McDonald's. They're not fast food like that. And now, if I'm going on a ski trip with the family,
right,
and there's a McDonald's or a Taco Bell, I'm all in for that. Outside of a road trip, my cheats aren't going to be something like that. My cheats are going to be, I'm having a huge, probably 2-3 bowls of spaghetti. I'm going to go to a restaurant, have a steak, and I'm going to have baked potato and a big salad. I'm not going to go to a fast food restaurant for when I'm going to just eat what I want. Like the other day, I got invited to go down to San Diego and hang out with Tommy Seidler, and I go to his booth, the owner's suite, and they've got everything you want. I had a hot dog the other day.
Oh,
that's a cheat day for me. So here's my typical when I go to the Padre game. I kill the sushi. They have a sushi setup. I kill that. Then they have a lot of stuff, little wings, hot dogs. I always have a hot dog, and then I'll usually mix in something else, and then I'll go to the ice cream machine and I'll fill up my Padre hat with ice cream, put some Jimmy's on it. Jimmy's, for those of you not on the East Coast, Jimmy's are the little sprinkles, but Jimmy's are the dark ones, the chocolate ones.
The chocolate ones, okay.
I'll have those, and if no one's looking, I'll sneak a little extra ice cream once I take a couple bites. Then as the game rolls on, I'll usually have maybe a little cup full of popcorn. I'll have a couple Cokes.
Coke
Zero.
Or Diet Cokes?
Coke Zero.
Okay.
So that's my day of really getting after it. It's not going to go to McDonald's no, I'm not. I'll go to In-N-Out Burger.
Right.
If we're going to have a family,
a good cheeseburger.
Right. But and this is nothing against what McDonald's tastes like. Believe me, if it didn't matter to me and I didn't care, I would get the double quarter pounder with cheese. It's awesome. Fries, crispy. I love it. But I've just picked my spots. So,
yeah, see, that's why you ruin it for all the rest of us. Because when I go to McDonald's now, I go, what would happen if Boone was sitting next to me?
You shouldn't go there.
I know. But what would happen if Boone was next to me?
if I go out to eat probably once a week. We go out to dinner, and I'll
Right.
go to this place and I'll get the chicken piccata with the mashed potatoes. Those are my cheat nights. Those are my cheat. And my favorite cheat is the day that if I go up to mom's house, she's always going to have that candy out for me. I'll eat the sweet tarts. That's another cheat.
Yeah, those are Boone's.
Big used to be. I just try to be as good as I can.
See, now I'm wondering if we had the pardon the interruption, Tony Kornheiser, Michael Woolbun rundown, would I have just ruined it by just throwing out something crazy like what's Boone like to eat?
Well, you got to be professional. Got to be
Sure.
professional, and that would be at the top of the ticker. Boone eating this week.
What
Now
garbage
we'd
is
be
Boone
on.
eating this week?
Correct. Correct.
Like if you went to the Masters, what would you crush? Would you do the
I have no idea. Never been there.
pimento
So
loaf, the hot dog,
I'd probably be with somebody. I'd get advice. Hey, what do you suggest? Then we
right?
go.
Maybe
Well,
like
if
a
you're here,
pimento
if you've
loaf or
never been,
something.
right? If you've never been here and you're going to try one thing, you got to have this. I'm going to get some local knowledge. But I'd probably at an event like that, I'd probably just eat whatever I want. Probably all of it.
What is the fanciest place sporting event you've ever been? I mean, you hang out in the owner's box.
Nothing fancy. I don't know. I've never been to a Super Bowl. I'm not a big. I don't.
You'd rather sit at home watching than
I
go.
don't really go to games. I mean, I've been to every baseball game you can go to, but football, if it's really convenient, I'm in town and I've got good seats, I'll go to a football game. I go to SC game usually once a year. Nice.
But you're not like your brothers. Will Maddie go?
No. Matt rarely goes.
Okay.
Rarely goes. I like going courtside at an NBA game. That's entertaining.
That's your
for
thing?
me. I like that.
Like if the Sonics came back, would you go see the Sonics?
Sure. If I'm on the court. I'm kind of a snob when it comes to that stuff. I like sitting up front in an airplane and I like being on the court. Other than that, I'm pretty mild mannered. I'm pretty in my older age. I don't have to have this or that or this, but there's a few things I like. And going to an NBA game, if I'm going to get up and make the jaunt and park, I need to be on the court. Or because I'm just in awe when I'm on the court with those guys and watch how big and how high they jump. It's fascinating for me coming from just baseball, where I've done that my whole life, and I see that, and that's not impressive to me. But going to another sport at the highest level is always impressive to me.
Right.
And sitting courtside really, really shows how big and how high the athleticism to watch at an NBA game. That's fun for me. You'd think golf is my favorite to watch,
right?
Majors, but I have no desire to go to a major golf tournament and walk the grounds.
Yeah, no,
Zero.
There's something wrong with you.
No, I can see it from my couch. I get every angle. I get every shot.
You don't get the whole thing.
I've been to golf events.
Like what? What have you been?
That's not my thing. I've been to a PGA Tour event in Florida.
Like I've asked you to go with me
to an
Torrey
LPGA.
Pines.
I've been to an LPGA event. A couple of those back in the day when Ray Knight was our manager in Cincinnati. He was married to Nancy Lopez.
Right.
She was in town. I went out and watched her play.
But I've asked you to go.
That's different, though. That's different. You have a friend or somebody asking you to be there.
To be there. But I've asked you to go with me to Torrey Pines to the Farmers Insurance Open. Hey, Boone, you want to go? And you said, nah.
No, it's more trouble than it's worth. But by the time you park and the guys you want to follow, usually the crowds are going to be huge, and then it becomes a crowd thing. I'm not interested.
How about if we just park on a hole somewhere?
You can have it. I'm going to watch it from my couch.
All right, so let's say we get my cousin Alan Shipnuck to leave us tickets, and he gets his passes for the day to go to Augusta. Would you go?
No.
Saturday at Augusta.
Not.
You wouldn't want to go. What would it take me to get you to go to Augusta with me? As if I have tickets. But if I did have tickets, what would we need to do?
Oh, I need a tee time.
No, we're going to watch the
Oh,
Masters.
as a spectator?
Yes.
Wow, I'm gonna get real
Come on,
snobby.
be real.
I need a private plane to pick me up,
Oh my
take
gosh.
me there, and all the accommodations taken care of, and cars to and fro. Then I'll go. If I was in Georgia at the time of the Masters,
You would
or
you're telling me you wouldn't want to go see the Masters in person.
at this stage of my life, it's not on my bucket list.
You're crazy.
No, to play it, okay.
Well, you had
That's
an opportunity to play it and you
that's
said
on
no.
my yeah, but that was back in the day. That
Right.
now, now I'm going to play it one day. I just got to wait. I got to find out.
That's awfully cocky for someone who's never played it before and doesn't know any members.
I'm going to go play it. I'm going to go play it one day.
I'd love just to be on the grounds.
Going there to play is different. And now I don't need the private plane. I'll get there. Give me the tee time. I'll be there. Train, planes, automobiles, however we need to get there, I'll be there.
Now in this Rich
But
Rare Secret Fantasy,
to go watch it. No, I need you to roll out the red carpet.
so if we're in a skybox at 18 that's fully catered,
I don't want to go.
all right, one golf tournament, because folks, I got to explain to you. Bret is a golf fanboy. If you heard him with Brendan Chamblee this week, he loves the PGA Tour, loves it.
Yeah, I love that. I love watching the majors.
One tournament that you watch every weekend. Hey Boone, what are you doing this weekend? I'm watching golf. Okay, I'll give you your choice. Okay. We go watch the Crosby, Pebble Beach. We go watch the Phoenix Open, and we go to whatever 17 is. That's the big party. Or we get the little chairs and we sit at 18 at Augusta.
I'll go to Pebble. Because that's my favorite place, maybe on earth.
That's why I put that for you.
Yeah, Pebble Beach is probably my favorite place. Just that area. Just walking around Pebble Beach is just different.
Now, yesterday I was walking around wearing my Spyglass sweatshirt. I've got a very nice Pebble Beach golf vest, courtesy of my friend Bret Boone. If we went to the Masters, would you wear the Masters gear? Would you don the Masters hat or the Masters golf shirt like everybody else?
Oh, probably. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then there's a little bit of a fan.
Yeah, I'm not a poor. I'm not a. I'm not going against the grain that much. Okay. I'll throw on a Masters hat or a Masters shirt if I'm there. Absolutely.
Okay. Mark Killeen, if you're listening, I think Booney would actually wear one of the shirts. Mark Killeen is my wife Elizabeth's cousin, and he's the licensee that does all of the embroidery.
Well, we're going with Elizabeth now, not Liz.
Yeah. So my wife's cousin, Full Turn Direct, does all the has exclusive of all the golf shirts with the Masters logo, all the embroidery.
Yep, size large.
All right.
Yeah, I like them.
All right. Speaking of the Masters,
wait a minute. Let's change the now the ticker. All right, now we're on the third subject.
Yeah, now we're on the third subject.
Yeah, I'm just
number one is what does Boone eat? Number two is would Boone go to a golf tournament with the big fajita? And he said no.
Right.
And number three is Boone watched one of the best Masters, although it's kind of stupid to say that because every Masters is amazing.
Best in a weird way.
Best in a weird way. Okay, why is that? You had Brendan Chamblee on the podcast this week. Explain.
I didn't know what to make of it. Okay, so we start off. Rory has an unbelievable start. He finishes. He kind of implodes day one. Finishes okay. Next Friday,
Rory.
He comes roaring back on Friday.
Rory being Rory.
He's in it. And Saturday, he takes the lead. It's 12. He's minus 12. Bryson's hitting it all over the place, but he's finding a way. Drains a putt on 18. He's minus 10. Justin Rose had started. He plays really well at the Masters. He loves the Masters. I don't think he's ever won it, but he's in the lead for the first 2 days. He kind of starts to fade, and then all of a sudden, all right, so here's the matchup. So it's Bryson against McIlroy. And what I found out from talking to Chambly the other day was interesting. I didn't even think about this. He said there's still animosity down there on the tee, Booney. He goes,
There's
in
got
that
to be.
clubhouse on the putting greens, those LIV guys and those PGA Tour guys, he said it is still nasty. I didn't even think about that. I'm thinking bygones are bygones.
No.
Bryson's reinvented himself. Now he's the lovable guy. He used to be hated. Now he's loved. I thought it was
Maybe
going to
by
be
the
really
fans.
yeah, I thought it was going to be, I thought it was more cordial than that, but he says, Chambly says, Booney, it's icy as hell down there, which I kind of like. I like icy. I don't want to talk to the guy I'm trying to beat. I want
But
to
it's
hate him.
icy. It's icy not because the two of them were playing in the final round
Right.
of the
It's
Masters.
just icy.
It's
It's just icy in general. Now, when the LIV went over there at the beginning, there was all this controversy, and I've got opinions on it. I think you got to feed your family. Some guys, it was the best move for them. I don't know. Without getting into all that, so
No, go
after a
ahead.
while, I was getting all the controversy back and forth. Oh, LIV guys are bad guys, and I was actually kind of pulling for the LIV guys to win because they were saying, oh, the LIV guys aren't as good as the PGA Tour guys. Well, a lot of those LIV guys are major winners, and they are really good.
Well, how much? Okay, so how much does it help that they play how many holes of golf each week?
They only play 3.
Right.
They only play 3 rounds.
They only play 3 rounds.
But
they
it
play
is
less,
different, and I see that.
and there's not as much pressure.
Let me put it at this: there's so
Wait a
many.
second. Hold on. There's not as much pressure on a LIV player than there is on a PGA Tour player.
I agree with that, and you still want to do good. You still want to play well. You still don't want to embarrass yourself. But it's the LIV Tour. There's no history. What does winning a tournament really mean?
Nothing, because you're going to get paid anyway.
You get paid anyway.
There's no winner chicken dinner. There's no slamming your trunk as you're leaving to go try to catch money on the next Pro-Am.
Right. There's no history to it. It's 3 rounds. It's a little different. It's team oriented.
You're not under the duress you are on a PGA Tour event.
I don't think golf should be team oriented. That doesn't work for me.
That's dumb.
And I love a lot of the players and I love golf, but I really don't have interest in watching the LIV Tour. I really don't, even though some of the players there I really have followed.
Will you watch it?
Time. A little bit.
But not you're dedicated to the PGA Tour.
No, but I'm not dedicated as much as you think. I watch casually the regular events. If it's one of the bigger tour events, I'll watch it. But I'm really
one of the majors.
When the majors are up, I'm really watching, or a prestigious regular one. I'll watch the Torrey Pines.
You'll watch Torrey Pines. You'll watch Pebble.
Right.
You'll watch the Honda Classic.
Correct. But just the run of the mill tournament on a random Thursday with no historical significance. It's not like I'm going to be in my chair watching.
Right.
That doesn't matter to me. I got stuff to do, Rich. You know how busy I am. And
he's got to take the dog to the beach. He's got a lot of stuff going on.
But a major, oh yeah, I'm watching everything. And now I found out that Masters app is outstanding. You can go to any golfer and then you just push on the hole from any day. And you can watch all his shots. So if you're a golf analyst, it's the simplest cheat sheet in the world to get ready for an event. It's like I can just watch every single shot on the app.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
All right, so I'll let you play because you've been on PGA Tour radio.
Yes, I have.
They've asked Bret to come on and analyze.
They need my
golf.
Expertise.
They really do. Give me your best Sirius XM. I used to work there. PGA Tour radio breakdown of the Masters.
Okay, so it goes.
I'm going to put my mic down and just listen to you.
You got final day.
Now let's go. We go to Bret Boone now on 18 with a recap of today's tournament. Bret,
recap. What an event! Masters.
No, you have to talk quiet because there's golfers swinging, so you can't just scream.
No, I thought it was over. I'm wrapping it up.
No, we're okay. Let me do this again. You ready?
Oh,
all right, we're here on the final round of shut up, let me do this. We're here on the final round of the Masters. Rich Rare with you along with Bret Boone. Let's go to Bret Boone. He's at 18 as we have a little pause here. There's a streaker running across the 17th fairway wearing a Seattle Mariners cap. So let's go to Bret Boone as a streaker is being arrested. Bret, give us a recap of what we've seen so far.
Well, he wasn't that nude, but we've got Jordan Spieth there standing over it. Looks like it's a 7-iron, and oh yeah, down and through and up. He throws it up into to the breeze. It's moving it a little left to right. Good shot. He's going to leave himself about 18 feet.
What are you,
And
Faraday?
and it's a right to left breaker. It's a Faraday, but it's also the Dottie, I think her name is.
Yeah.
And then somebody that's got the r's in their accent when they talk. It cracks me up. I listen to the Golf Channel sometimes, and it's like he draws the putter back and through. It's going up. It's a little right to left. Oh, and it lifts out on the right side.
So do you
Golf
think
golf commentary annoys me.
so do you think of Sky Network when they're showing the tour and everybody's British, they have one American that just sticks out like a sore thumb? They have someone who sounds like John Daly.
Yeah, I don't like analysis. Let me give you my real analysis.
Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to the studios in Ponte Beach, Florida. Bret Boone standing by.
You got DeChambeau. You've got McIlroy. LIV versus the Tour. McIlroy with this Grand Slam hanging over him. Bryson beat him at the Open, took it from him. He's been in position to win 10 times. He hasn't gotten it done. It's hanging over his head. This is a heavyweight bout, setting the tone for Sunday. Get to the first tee. Rory's very professional, very workmanlike, not saying too much. Bryson comes to the tee box like it's a WWE event. He's a man of the people. He's slapping high fives to everybody. Usually, I would be more of the Rory. It's like, okay, this is time to concentrate. I got to hit this. I want to get off to a good shot. I want to hit a good drive. Anyway, all that crap ended. Rory rips a ball, and he's hitting it over that bunker on the right side. By the way, that bunker to carry it, you got to carry it 320 uphill, and then it gets the downslope. He did that the day before. He hits the same shot. I think he's going to do the same thing. It catches the top of the bunker to start. Bryson hooks it left. They're both in trouble. Rory makes double bogey out of the chute. Bryson makes par. So now they're tied. The next hole, Rory goes, did he go bogey or did he go par? But Bryson birdies. It's all of a sudden Bryson's winning the tournament, and we haven't even got started. And I'm getting texts, and I'm going, it's over. It's over. Rory is going to spit the bit. Now, I've never seen anything like it. And I remember on Friday, the analysts over there were saying, whatever happens here, the number that the computer's spitting out right now says 11 under is the winning number.
Right.
Now, Rory's at 14 under on Saturday afternoon. How could 11 be the winning number? 11 ended up being the winning number. Unbelievable. So I've got Rose in the mix. I've got this Connors kid in the mix. Jason Day made a run late. Scheffler's sitting around knocking it all over the yard, playing his worst golf, and he's probably thinking, I'm right there. But it comes down to Bryson played really bad. Rory lost the lead. He was done. All of a sudden, he got to a point where, well, he can't lose this. All of a sudden, he makes another double bogey. And then Rose appears to be back in the lead. He gets to the clubhouse, and then it comes down to 18. Rory makes par. It's over. It's all he's got to do. And it's a long wait. They're waiting for the fairway to clear. And I remember this. I said, I couldn't imagine being Rory right now. All the weight of the world is on him for all the misses. And I'm thinking this drive, and it's an intimidating drive watching it on TV. I said, this is going to be huge. He pipes it right down the middle. I said, it's over. He wins. He's sitting there with a wedge in his hand. I'm watching it. I cannot believe he hit it in the bunker. Then he knocks it out of the bunker. Pretty good bunker shot. And
he's got a great shot to win.
It's the same putt that he missed to lose to Bryson before.
Right.
He misses it
again.
And I'm going, and Rose is out there hitting balls on the range with not a thought in the world. He's got nothing to lose.
He's got nothing but hope.
Right. And I don't like to use the term choke or gag because I don't think that's necessarily what athletes do. There's a lot of pressure. Freaking the Masters.
Okay, can I stop you right here?
But
here?
Let me finish.
Okay, finish.
And the last thing I'm thinking is that's like a 9-2 baseball game in the seventh. They come back to tie it 9-9. Usually the momentum, the aura, the juju it's gone. You lose. And so I'm
Right.
thinking Rose is going to come out, not a worry
Care
in
in
the
the world.
world. McIlroy is, I just did it again. I'm going to lose it again. They both hit good tee balls. And here's where I thought it was officially over. Rose hits it tight on 18 with his 7-iron or whatever he hit. And I'm thinking Rory's done.
Right.
Rory knocks it
Stick the fork in
inside
him.
of him with the shot of the tournament. Unbelievable twists and turns. Never seen that many great players struggle so much on the same day. And it ended up being McIlroy is the 6th all time to have that coveted Grand Slam. And I thought it was pretty cool.
Career Grand Slam.
Career Grand Slam. I thought it was pretty cool.
I
But
wanted to get your
secretly, I
reaction.
was pulling for Bryson. All right, I'm
I
done.
wanted to get your reaction to the moment that Rory won, falls down to his knees crying. Very emotional. I wanted to get
It's
your
got to be.
reaction to
It's
that.
got to be emotional. I mean, it's because that's pretty long to go between major wins, and
Between
especially when you're
majors and never never getting over at Augusta.
yeah, and I think when Tiger's kind of in the last 10 years has kind of slowly not been the Tiger that we're used to watching, with the exception of the Masters win in 19.
Right.
It's kind of the PGA Tour. It's kind of Rory's kind of taken that over as the face and the mouthpiece for the PGA
Well,
Tour.
and that's one of the reasons why the icy conditions between him and the LIV players.
Well, and I think he respects Tiger as much as he respects anybody. He saw Tiger in his heyday when he was dominant, how he behaved. I think Rory probably fancies himself to be that type of player.
Well, he's definitely loyal to the tour and to Tiger because remember, LIV offered Tiger a ton of money to go over there, and Tiger goes, "No, this is our tournament, and this is our tour." And for the golfers that are loyal to the PGA, they're also loyal to Tiger because they realize when Tiger took off, the rest of their money took off, and Tiger set that standard for everybody.
Well, I have a couple thoughts on that, and it's just like no. Now I'm not down there. I'm not a PGA Tour player, so I don't know what it's really.
Could you
like
be
down
one?
there. No. But I'm sitting here thinking, would I be chilly towards the LIV guys? Now,
Yes.
as an outsider looking at it, I think guys are doing what they got to do.
That's
Everybody's not Rory McIlroy. Everybody's not Tiger Woods
okay.
that make $100 million a year. And if you're a middle of the road or decent player on tour and you get offered $100 million, it's easy for Tiger or for Rory to say, "How dare you do that? Leave the PGA Tour." I'll tell you this. I'll give you an example for a Major League Baseball player. End of his career, the Pittsburgh Pirates come to him and say, "You know what? We'll give you a 2-year deal for $10 million." But a team in Japan says, "We'll give you $100 million for a 5-year deal." Where's your allegiance? You going to stay in Major League Baseball? Well, I'll tell you what, if I'm offered that at the end of my career, I'm taking the Japan deal. So am I a traitor?
I don't
think so. I don't think Rory and Tiger speak for the normal PGA Tour.
Are you sure?
What?
I'm setting a trap for you, and I'm going to pounce on you unless you back up right now.
No, that's just my layman thought as an ex-player. Yes.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
How'd you feel about the scabs across the picket line?
No, I see that angle. Scabs are different.
How's that different? They're trying to take money out of your pocket. You don't want to play over here. The LIV guys are trying to take money out of the pocket of the PGA Tour by making LIV more powerful. And every dollar that LIV gets is one less dollar that the PGA Tour got.
How about this? Because they went to LIV, they doubled their purses. So Mickelson has become kind of the villain because he took off. Phil Mickelson, one of the greatest players of our time, whether you like him or not. Because they went to LIV, the purses of the PGA Tour have doubled because they have to match LIV. So some of the players secretly should say, "Hey, thanks for making this move to LIV because now all of a sudden PGA, the PGA Tour has anteed up. And that was Phil's point altogether. I don't know the nuances. I don't know the business behind the business, but I'm just saying I don't buy the, oh, you go to LIV, you're bad. Because everybody isn't a super duper star like Tiger and McIlroy who have $50 million on the side.
What if the Savannah
Deal.
Bananas started playing opposite Major League Baseball in cities?
They do. They're not big league baseball players. Everybody knows
And
that.
and the LIV players aren't PGA Tour players
Cabs
anymore.
aren't big league baseball players.
And the LIV guys aren't PGA Tour players anymore.
But they're great players. They're PGA caliber.
But they're not PGA players, PGA Tour players.
No.
And then they get to come into the majors where the PGA Tour grinds all season to get to the majors. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I know your scab inference is not accurate. It's more of a, okay, Rich, if there was the Major League Baseball and now there was a rival organization that started up that had the financial means that the LIV Tour does. I mean,
right.
Life-changing money.
Life-changing money, sure.
If you're a young player in the big leagues and you get offered a contract of 1 year, because I'm not a free agent, I'm not eligible for arbitration,
right.
1 year, $800,000 deal. It's pretty good before you have any rights. But a new league that just popped up that's got tons of money goes to that same player and says, you know what? I know you're big leagues. Big leagues is the gold standard for where the best baseball players on earth reside. Right. But this new league that just popped up, we've got plenty of money. So instead of taking that $800,000 minimum salary, we're here at the new World Baseball League going to offer you 10 years and $100 million. Guess what? No more big leagues. You're going there. And I'm not going to critique the guy that makes that decision for him and his family. It's too much money to walk away from. We can only do this for so long. And it's easy to say when you're the top guy and you've got your own plane and you've got the $50 million off the course and sponsors. It's easy to say, how dare you go over there? Right. That's all I'm saying. And I don't think it's a scab comparison.
We should do this on the radio.
Rich, I'm a busy guy.
I know. You don't have time to come on my little radio show on the weekend, which you can hear every Saturday at noon on the Infinity Sports Network across the country, noon Eastern.
Hey, are you there this weekend?
Yeah, I'm back. I took a couple weeks off and back. Okay.
I'll do it.
Let's see. What else did I want to talk
Wait
to
a minute.
about?
Evan, change the ticker. All right. We got the next topic. What is it?
There you go. Change the ticker. Dateline Oracle Park, San Francisco, California. The Giants are playing pretty good baseball, and you just talked to Mike Krukow.
Mike Krukow, great guy.
The best.
Kipe and Kruk. I love talking to him because he's kind of established. He's established himself now as he's this legendary broadcaster for
20-game winner in the big leagues.
20-game winner in the big league. So I love he still has a good perspective from both angles, from the broadcasting and watching as a fan, but he's still a player and he knows what it's like to be down there doing it. He's seen the changes and where we've gone. He's real optimistic. Because I could tell, I didn't ask him point blank, but I could tell he's not this big analytical data-based guy. No. He's more of that old school guy. And he says, Booney, I think it's finally coming around. He said, I think going forward, we're getting away from just strictly being an analytical game, and we're getting some of that old grit back. So I knew he was kind of happy. He's really excited. He likes the Lee kid that signed that big contract.
And then he got hurt last year. Now
got hurt
every day.
The Korean kid, Lee. And he's really excited. He said, this guy's a really good player. But he's extremely optimistic about Buster Posey, how he's changed the culture, how he's changed the feeling when you walk into that organization. He had a Pat Burrell story for me on how he's, really concentrating on the little things, how to play the game, the runner on third, less than 2 out, playing baseball. And he had a couple of Yastrzemski stories for me. Adames, he said, has really made a difference in the clubhouse to go along with a Chapman and
one of your former proteges.
Wilmer Flores. He said Justin Verlander, no matter what he does this year, he's already had a huge impact on these young kids in the pitching staff there. The bullpen's been locked down. He said, I knew they were going to be better, he said, but even he was a little surprised they got off to this good of a start. They're in second place, but it's the hottest division in baseball.
Right, between the
National,
Dodgers.
National League West.
Yeah.
We all know what the Dodgers are doing. They're just kind of
Padres.
trucking along at a 13-6 clip. But the Padres, I knew they were going to be good. I didn't know if they were going to be better than a year ago, but I thought a year ago they were a World Series caliber team. They're proving that they are just as good as they were a year ago. And I think the biggest thing is Jackson Merrill is 1 year more mature. And he went from a guy, hey, this kid's going to be a really good player, to this kid is a superstar now. He's on the IL right now, but that Padres team, I've got to see him play twice already this year, and I don't go out to many games. They're really good. They lost their first home game last night. Dodgers, I was looking at the Dodgers and just looking at their rotation again. Yamamoto, May, Snell, Sasaki, Glasnow.
Waiting for Shohei Ohtani to show
right,
back
and they're
up.
just kind of
They're
just
so
kind of
deep.
trucking along. They're not hot, and they're 13-6. Arizona's got the slow start. They're going to be good, 10-7. Then Colorado, they got to figure that out in Colorado.
I wonder how much it benefits that division for teams like the Giants and the Diamondbacks, Padres maybe as well, maybe even the Dodgers.
You know what's cool about that division?
What's that?
It's always been the Dodgers and the Giants have had this big rivalry. Now the Padres have, I think, if not equal to that rivalry with the Dodgers, what they've kind of built here in San Diego.
Is it a rivalry if it's only one-sided? I don't think the Dodgers care that much about
I think the Dodgers are starting to take notice. Padres kicked their butt a year ago.
Right.
They had their number, and they had their number all the way till Game 4 in the postseason, where I thought the Padres were the better team.
It's funny.
I think a lot about that division is really intriguing. It's going to be fun to watch this year.
It's funny when you talk to Kruko about the rivalry, because the Giants farm teams of the past, the Dodgers farm teams of the past, they were taught to hate each other all the way through the minor leagues. So if you go out and played in Clinton, Iowa, in the Iowa League for the Giants, or as a Dodger affiliate, you just knew that was the one that you had to beat. So they've grown up probably more so than any other team in baseball with those two learning to hate each other in the minor leagues. By the time we got to the big leagues, then it was really on. So whenever the Giants and Dodgers, just like the Yankees and the Red Sox, when those two teams are going at it, Cubs and Cardinals, it just makes baseball better.
I agree with that. I think it's obviously a legendary rivalry. Not quite Boston, New York.
Oh, it's better.
I don't think it is.
It's better.
You know why I don't think it is, probably, Rich? And this is obviously just an opinion. I grew up in the Boston Yankees rivalry.
Right.
I was a player when that was going on. So, of course, my brain's going to tell me that's the rivalry of all rivalries. So that's more modern sports, more 90s, early 2000s Boston Yankees, for me, is the superior matchup. But I think that's all up to an individual.
It's empirical opinion. That I'm right. It's empirical that I'm right. Think about this.
Be right all you want.
Think about this. How can it be a rivalry between the Yankees and the Red Sox that equals the Giants and Dodgers when the Red Sox didn't win anything until Tito Francona? They went 86 years without winning a World Series.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The modern
Giants and Dodgers have always gone hammer at each other.
The modern day rivalry is what I'm saying. I'm not saying all time.
Okay.
I'm just saying modern day.
Okay.
Here's an interesting thing that Kruko had to say, and I didn't think he was this passionate about it. He was really affected by the Oakland A's moving to Sacramento.
Yeah.
He said it was a really sad day for him. He said, I'm a Giant
through and through,
and I represent the Giants, but man, having Oakland here was important, and it's important for this part of California. And the fact that they were leaving, he said it broke his heart. And it was really interesting how passionate he was about that. I didn't expect that from Mike, but he really dug into this and how much the city is going to miss the A's. And now that was pretty cool to hear his take on that. But he'll be coming out tomorrow, Thursday. He's a real interesting listen.
You spent so much time in that Oakland Coliseum as well. You saw it before Mount Davis, after Mount Davis, and it was interesting.
Hey, hold on. Put that on the ticker.
Yeah. Oh, there's my dirt.
Oakland dirt.
I still have to get that.
Anyway.
But it was interesting for those guys because I broadcast on both sides of the bay. So there was times where I get done with a Giants game during the day and I'm driving home, and you would hear Bill King and Ray Fosse calling the Oakland A's game if you were a Giants broadcaster and they were on the road somewhere. Or there were times when I was in Oakland and I just got done with Bill King and Ray Fosse and Ken Korak, and I got done doing my pregame show, postgame show, and I'm driving home and I turn on the radio and I hear Kruko and Kuiper and John Miller. So both of them would hear each other. They'd see each other. They rarely get to be around each other, but when they did, it was very, very special. But it was just a part of that Bay Area. Whenever a team leaves the city, it's sad.
Yeah, I agree. And we talked about this before, so I won't take too much time on it. But I was even affected, and I've got no
Yeah.
ties to the Bay Area, other than and for the record, I loved the Coliseum. Everybody talks it was a crappy stadium and this and that. I hit great there, so I loved going to play Oakland. Didn't hit so good in San Francisco, so I really preferred Oakland to San Francisco. But I don't know. It's
part of your. It's part of your childhood.
I remember the final day, and I had I didn't start off my day going, oh, it's the last day at the Coliseum. I'm really going to tune in. I just happened to be sitting on the couch.
There's no golf on.
The ninth inning popped up, and I tuned in, and they said, and now we're in the ninth, and can he nail down this save in the last game of the Coliseum? So I stayed there, and I saw the aftermath, and it was kind of not boo-hoo sad. I didn't shed a tear, but it caught me in a time where I never thought I'd really sit here and think about it and be a little sad that, man, the Coliseum's no more. This is kind of real. It's sinking in. The Oakland A's not being in Oakland, that doesn't make sense to me. It's like when the Sonics left Seattle. It's like, this doesn't make any sense.
No.
So it meant something. It means something to that city. It's going to be missed. It's going to be really interesting what happens with the new alignment of baseball. Because I still don't believe they're going to Vegas.
Well, you told me about that, that you were watching the game. I couldn't watch it. I actually purposely avoided it.
Well, that's because you're I don't know.
Don't you start with me. I'm going to go eat a cheeseburger because I'm not afraid to go to McDonald's. That's it for our podcast for today. Coming up, Mike Kruko will be on the show. We had Brendan Chambly on the show. We got a bunch more. Don't forget, like and subscribe to this podcast, please.
By the way, all you guys out there at Boone Podcast Land, Rich was scared to bring up the Shedeur Sanders getting his jersey retired.
Yeah, what if Primetime gets mad at me and he calls me out in the middle of a press conference?
Get a dog.
You want people to like you? Get a dog.
Get a dog, baby. If you're scared.
All right, maybe that's what you could talk about with me this weekend when I have the national radio show.
You got it.
All right, that's it for the Boom Podcast. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.